Hi there, I'm Gael Wood, and welcome to the Massage and Spa Success Podcast. This is where massage and spa professionals come for tips, strategies, inspiration, and interviews with industry leaders. So get comfortable and let's dive into today's episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hi there, you guys. Welcome back to the Massage and Spa Success Podcast. I'm your host, Gael Wood, massage therapist of 30 years and owner of massageandspa success.com, where I teach classes and have all kinds of wonderful digital products to help massage therapists build their businesses, including done for you marketing content and free gifts. So check out massageandspa success.com when you get a chance. And I'm excited to be back after a summer break and not doing any new episodes for a few months, which was a little bit of a longer break than I intended. However, it was just a really busy summer and I wasn't able to get as much done as I thought I would be in between my different trips and different things I had planned for the summer. So the podcast got kind of put on the back burner, but we are back. And in this episode, I am going to talk about 3 red flags in massage text communications and how I'm handling these types of inquiries in my own business. We also have a success spotlight with a wonderful massage therapist who wanted to share her story to inspire all of us. And I definitely hope you will stick around for that, as well as a few other new segments that I've decided to add to the podcast. It is my hope to use this podcast to really build community in the massage profession. And so I am excited to bring in other voices and voices from therapists that are just out there working in the field and are not necessarily in education. So I think it's great to share our stories and help each other out because we may be experiencing similar things. So if you have a story or a service or something in your business that you're really, really excited about that you would like to share, send me a message and let's book a success spotlight segment for you. Okay, so moving right along to 3 red flags in massage text communications. So the very first one is a short, vague type of text. This is often our first point of contact with new clients, and we want to set the tone for our communication style moving forward, what is okay and not okay with us. And so how we respond to any type of text is going to do that. It's going to just start laying that foundation for the future with clients. And so it's a great way to start, reinforcing and attracting your ideal clients, and then also kind of just filtering out non-ideal clients at the same time. Sorry about my phone. I never have my ringer on, so I don't know what happened. So the first one is a short, vague text. And sometimes these texts are no problem. What I don't want to do with this podcast is have us start looking for problems where there are none, but I do want, just to encourage you to trust your intuition, your sense of a situation, and to say, hey, you know what, this text is a little short. I'm going to get the information that I need to feel comfortable even beginning this communication with this therapist. So these, you probably get them. I get a couple a week. They're just very short. Are you available? Can I get a massage tonight? I want a massage. These are not typical texts that I get from clients that actually end up booking. So clients that normally that I end up booking appointments with are giving me a bit more information up front. And on my website, it says exactly what information I want you to approach me with. So I have two ways to reach me. One is email, one is text. So I just say, hey, text your name and, when you're looking for a massage, what type of massage you're looking for. And, like give me some details when you first text me. Well, some people are going to follow instructions. Good. I like them. And some people are not going to follow instructions for one of two reasons. One, they either just kind of glossed over it, didn't really notice it, aren't paying a lot of attention, or two, they're actually, fishing for somebody that they can see if we offer non-legitimate massage services. So we want to filter out who's who through our responses. So typically a legitimate client will give me at least a name. They generally are giving me a bit more lead time. They're saying something like, hey, I hurt my back, or, I want to treat my wife to a massage. I'm getting a little bit of detail. So what I do is I use a template that I reply to almost everybody with that seems to 100% of the time get rid of anybody who wasn't serious about booking with me, and, move clients that are going to book with me, do want services, to give me the information that I need to feel comfortable booking them. So it kind of does two things at once. And this is my screening template exactly. Hi, before I confirm appointments, I have a quick check-in process to make sure I'm the right fit for you. Can you please let me know your full name, what type of massage you're looking for, if you've received professional massage before? Thanks so much. And then as I do house calls, I would also add to that also your general location. I need this information before I can check availability for you. So if you've sent this to someone who's looking for a sexual service, they are most likely just not going to reply back. So because once I have this information, their full name and their phone number, which I have from their text, I can go ahead and get on Google and screen the client further. And in my next podcast episode, I'm going to walk through how I do that process, how I screen clients. And I do, a bit extra because I do house calls. I want to just make sure that I feel comfortable and safe, especially when it's a male client and I'm just going to their house and nobody else is going to be there. Then I do some extra steps just to make sure I'm comfortable with that person, making sure they're who they say they are, things like that. So that is my screening template. And you can use this whether you do house calls or somebody's going to come to your office. You just want to get that information. The second red flag is asking really early in the texting, do you offer full body massage, or even leading with that. Now, I had a whole thing on Facebook when I posted that asking for full body massage can be a red flag. Some people very much disagreed with me, but what I'm saying is it can be. It is not always a red flag by any means. I do full body massages every week. But in a face-to-face consultation, somebody saying, oh yeah, I want my whole body worked on. And then most people will say, but I tend to be tight here in my neck and shoulders or my lower back, or they'll have at least one area that they're like, pay a little extra attention to this area, but I still want full body also, meaning they don't want you to skip anything. Full body has been co-opted by people who are looking for non-legitimate services and businesses that offer non-legitimate services. And since they're out there on the internet, in different places, Craigslist, places like that, advertising full body massage when it's clearly a sexual service, then this is where wires can get crossed. and why I think it's a red flag if it's coming through over text or without any further context. So this is a thing where you need to trust your instincts, but I would say err on the side of caution. And again, the screening template from earlier usually works really well with those kind of requests. And I also want to say that, you are absolutely I just blanked out. You're absolutely within your rights to turn any client away for any reason. If you're just like, I have a funny feeling, and you can't put your finger on exactly why you don't want to see that client, please, please don't book that client. The only times in my life I've ever been in like a really um what I would consider a dangerous situation are the times where I did not listen to my intuition and did house calls. Now, I've had other experiences doing spa work where, the client wasn't properly screened by the front desk or something like that. But at least it wasn't a situation where I was all alone at somebody's house. I was in a situation where I could walk out the door. So you can decline any client. And you don't need to justify your reasons. And you can even, if you book something and you think about it and you're like, I really don't want to do this massage. I just don't feel like, I just feel like there's something off. Make an excuse and cancel that client. And you can block their number. Like you don't owe anybody anything. So red flag number 3 is last minute or late night requests. So examples are, again, they're really short and really vague normally. Massage now. Are you available at 9 p.m.? Can I get a massage today? Now, can I get a massage today coupled with, hey, I know this is a long shot, but I just thought I'd try and see if you had any availability today, because I had the day off work, or, I hurt my shoulder and it's accompanied with their name, things like that, then that's not a red flag to me. That's somebody who's like, yeah, they're trying to book an appointment. They know it's last minute and they're being respectful of me by, acknowledging that this is last minute. I just had one not too long ago today, and they were saying, can we get a couples massage today? Well, it was 3 p.m. So no, that's a hard no for me. I don't do appointments with that little lead time. It's just not something that I want to do or I'm not comfortable doing. But I answered back with my screening template and offered them tomorrow morning. Nothing. So it's the screening template works. It will really just shut down anybody who's looking for non-legitimate services or isn't really serious about booking. Because they have to do, they have to reply. They have to give you a little information to book. That's within our right to ask for, right? So, okay, so let's go back to last minute or late night requests. So, yeah, a polite request, a reason why they're asking for the last minute, etc. So not every instance of these is an issue or a problem, but these are just norm patterns I see coming up time after time after time. I get several of these every week. 90 to 95% of them do not end up being clients that book or even reply to my screening questions. So, if you want my full list of replies and screening questions, that is in my massage marketing system. So you can go to my website and look for that and check that out. It's in my shop. It's a very low cost program for marketing content and templates and things like this. But I would love to hear from you. Let me know how you're screening clients. If you want to add to the conversation, I'm going to put a link to my Facebook post about the full body massage issue. And I hope that that helps you to know what to do when you get these types of texts. So I had a few instances where I replied too quickly, and then I was like, oh, shoot, I wish I hadn't said, like, yes, I do have availability tomorrow. Please send me this information. That's why I changed it to, I need this information so I can check my availability. That way I wasn't having to, backpedal continually once I realized I didn't feel uncomfortable. Like, oh, turns out I don't have availability after all. It just makes more sense to take care of all of that upfront. So that is my main tip from today is, have yourself a reply that you can send over and over and over again as you get these kind of texts. And you will have some people who, reply back. They're like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Of course I should have given you my name. And then they'll just kind of get on board and the booking process can go on as normal. So anyway, hope that this was helpful for you, and please stay tuned and enjoy our Success Spotlight. See you later. Bye. Here is this week's Success Spotlight. I hope you enjoy learning from this week's featured success story as much as I did. Okay, welcome you guys to today's Success Spotlight. I'm joined by Alexandra Haralick Burbauer.
Yes. Yeah.
And she's been a massage therapist for 14 years who recently made a shift in her practice by becoming a Mayan abdominal therapy practitioner. And this was after facing some self-doubt, some back pain, and even a tough client review. And it sounds like you were really questioning if you were going to stick with massage or find something else. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And but you stayed and you and you rediscovered your passion. So I'm excited to talk with you about that today. So give us just a tiny bit of background, and then how you discovered the Mayan abdominal therapy.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I started massage after I graduated. Was it 2000, 2011? Yeah, I graduated and started doing massage. I knew I wanted to do stay in the women's health, do prenatal, postpartum, and that's so I was learning, and I wasn't working exclusively with prenatal clients at the time, but it was something I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
So I was doing, different modalities, learning about medical massage, and all these other hot stone and all the type of spa modalities that, to just take, learn that first and get my feet wet with that. And then it was after my first pregnancy that I was I'm up here in Boca Raton, Florida. And one of the pregnancy care center that I was going to, for hypnobirthing and the birth preparation classes and all that, I saw they were hiring a massage therapist. So I was like, ooh, this is my dream job. And this is this is 10 years in, and I'm like, oh, I can finally try and go for it. And met the owner. She loved me, and I loved her, of course, and the place. So I was hired. So I've been there since 2021, and I loved it. I was just this was great. This is
you were found your place.
Yeah. So and everything was going well. I have been having chronic back issues forever, basically since high school. So and there was a couple of times where I thought, I don't think I can sustain a massage career with this.
Yeah.
Especially, working at a franchise, they have you back to back massages.
Yeah.
I'm doing 5 massages in a day. It's I can't do that anymore. So, at first I thought I was gonna quit, maybe do something else, but I still felt the draw to massage, and I just couldn't picture myself doing anything else. So I mean, I switched chiropractors. I found somebody who was actually really good, like who helped me because I was about ready to quit massage. And when I started seeing him, like my back suddenly felt so much better, and I felt like, okay, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
Not five per day, but
Yeah.
but something less, and so. And then where I'm working now, the pregnancy care center, I'm usually just seeing 2 to 3 clients a day, and the pay is good. It's not like I like at a franchise,
Yeah.
so it's way better for me. It's steady, and yeah, much better.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that that's definitely something to look at if you're at a point in your career where you're thinking about leaving, it might just be that you're not in the right situation.
Right.
So, and it can be hard to know, like, there are better situations out there, even if you don't know about them yet, because like you were just going to your appointment and saw a thing for a great job. I found a job once on a grocery store bulletin board of all places, and I worked there for 5 years.
Oh,
You just never know when something's gonna come together. So you mentioned though going through a tough period with some imposter syndrome and things like that. And so was that before you got into the Mayan abdominal therapy?
yeah, definitely before.
Mhm.
That was while I'm in my current job. I mean, I guess I can write it off as like in the postpartum period
Mhm.
after my second birth, and everything like felt like I felt stuck
Yeah.
basically, and it was basically because I was just still taking care of my 2 girls. I didn't really have time to learn anything new right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, then this was before, because I know for the recertification period or to renew my license. So it was like I was kind of in that in between period where like I know I'm going to take stuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to take yet, and I'm just like trying to figure out, adjusting to 2 kids,
Mhm.
and so basically I felt stuck like in my massage career. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I loved where I was working, but it just felt like the same, like really rote, like just the same
Mhm.
thing over and over again. And I was like really struggling. I started to feel like the imposter syndrome, like doubt myself, like what am I doing? I don't feel like this is who I am, and it was
Yeah.
just yeah, it was pretty bad. And that's when I got the bad review. And I could tell you that day I was kind of feeling a little off. I came in a little late or like right on time before her appointment. And this was a prenatal, which what I usually love to do.
Yeah.
And um yeah, I thought everything was like okay. I could tell like she wasn't really enjoying it, and
Mhm.
she was in the first trimester, so I was trying to do my best, but I felt like this. I knew this really wasn't my best, but then that's when I read the review, like, and she made it like that same day, but I read it like the day after, and I saw it on Google. I'm like, oh shoot, and I felt so bad because it was scathingly bad. Like I've never had like I mean I've had, negative feedback before, but not this bad. Where
Right.
she
Yeah.
basically said my massage sucked, and like she was waiting for it to get better, it never did. And that I guess I didn't talk with her a lot. I didn't that I didn't that she didn't fill out like any forms, even though like everything's online, and
Yeah.
that I just stood there awkwardly sometimes. But I'm like, I know I didn't do that. Are you
Right. Like you were having an off day, but you were also
right?
doing your best and yeah. But and I just want to say that for everybody out there, it happens. Like it happens to all of us. I even had an experience just a few weeks ago where I was like, I don't think she liked it. And I've done this 30 years and that's rare for me, but sometimes there's a client you don't mesh with,
Right.
and on top of that you were having an off day, which probably didn't help matters, but who knows? It could have been, you could have been having the best day ever, and she may have still not have loved your massage.
Right.
So yeah, we can't please everybody. There's just no way, because it's massage is so individualized. So what would you say to another therapist out there who might be feeling burnt out or discouraged, or is just wondering, like, am I going to stay? Am I going to try to look for something else?
Well, because that's how I was feeling, and then yeah, when I got that negative review, I'm like, oh shoot, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I would be. Maybe this isn't for me. But you know what? It was actually a wake up call.
Mhm.
Um, because basically from that review, I was like, you know what? Let me reevaluate my massage routine, because there's some things, that I've just kept doing since massage school. I'm like,
Mhm.
I should be doing something better, especially after 14 years. And you know what? I started looking at like different continuing education classes,
Mhm.
and just something online, just to see, like, what can I do to refresh my routine.
Yeah,
And
I love that.
yeah, started doing that, and then that's when I got into, oh, what am I going to take next for my renewal period? And I did the fascia pelvis with John Barnes of
Mhm.
myofascial release, and that I loved. And like, because that whole area, the pelvis is like everything that I want to work with, especially for
Mhm.
prenatal and postpartum. And then I had been eyeing my abdominal massage for a while, because I knew I could
Yeah.
definitely use that in my practice. And then I found out um, there was a class here up in Delray. So I figured might as well just take it now instead of putting
Mhm.
it off anymore, because this is really what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that was a transformative class, and I loved it. And yeah, like, if you're feeling like burnt out, or just like you've lost your passion, I would say just reevaluate, like, why did you get into this career? Like, what
Mhm.
made you love it so much? Like, I wanted to help like prenatal clients and just women's health overall.
Yeah.
And after finding out the Mayan abdominal massage is like, it's just great for all these issues, like from menstrual issues up to menopause. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, I can work with women all day, and I would love this.
I
So
love that. Yeah.
that really
So
did help. Like, finding something that really called to me, and yeah,
yeah,
it was
finding that
I think it was
thing
the
to
best thing.
reignite your passion, that's wonderful. And, I was also really resonating with you when you were saying, about having small children at home and everything. Like, sometimes career burnout isn't always all about our career.
Right.
Everything layers onto that. And we might say, oh, I'm burnout on massage, but maybe there's more to it. So I would also say, look at the big picture.
Oh, for sure. I think for
Yeah.
me, it definitely was the big picture. It was like
Yeah.
not just the massage, but also being a parent, a new
Mhm.
parent, parent of two, and it's like I felt like like my whole life was like, I'm just burnt out from
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
often from that burnout often comes, your next step or great things. So I love that. And thank you so much for being here and sharing your story.
yay, thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Massage and Spa Success Podcast with me, Gail Wood. Remember, new episodes drop every Wednesday morning, so be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. For more tips and resources and free gifts, visit elevatewithgail.com, and I'll see you on the next episode.